What is going on, everybody? It's Larry back with you. Today we're going to be talking about the most affordable 5G phone you can get on Verizon, and really one of the most inexpensive ways to get into 5G in the country. So this is a Verizon exclusive. This is from my friends at TCL. This is the 10 5G UW. Now this should not be mistaken with the other TCL 10 Pro or the TCL 10L. But this is a device all on its own and is just a fantastic way to get you or someone you love or someone you know into that 5G world. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the specs in this video. I've been using it for about a week now, a little bit over a week now, and I want to give you guys my first thoughts and impressions. We'll have some camera samples mixed in here, but right now, let's just jump right into it. So when it comes to the unboxing experience, you're going to get some paperwork, SIM eject tool, you're going to get your USB Type A to USB Type C for charging. You have a Qualcomm quick charge brick in there as well, so that's going to get you some good speeds. We'll talk about the battery in a little bit, but this is the phone right here. As you can see along the back, you have a 3-camera array with dual flash. You have a fingerprint scanner on the back side. The TCL 10 Pro had it under the screen. I really appreciate this, especially now in a world where everybody's wearing masks, or should be. You have your fingerprint scanner on the back to where as soon as you slide into your pocket, your finger's already resting there by the time you get it out. And this is a very fast fingerprint scanner. Very accurate and works really, really well. The overall hardware, you can see this very cool design inlaid into the phone. Something I haven't seen before in any devices I've had. Along the top, you have a headphone jack, a 3.5mm headphone jack. You have your SIM tray on this side over here. You have your volume rocker, your power button on the other side. Speaker, USB Type-C charging along the bottom. The front side, the star of the show is obviously the screen. This is where you're gonna see a 6.53 Full HD Plus. This has a 91% screen to body ratio. Again, it's an awesome display panel. We've talked about this before on other TCL phones, but you have HDR10. The colors on it just pop. It has what they call NXT Vision. I'm sure it's called Next Vision. This is something that they've learned a lot from their TV lines. If you're not familiar, TCL also makes fantastic TVs, but they brought that technology and that knowledge over to the mobile space, and it is working out very well. This screen is amazing for content consumption. So let's flip back around to the back and talk a little bit more about the camera. But again, you have the dual flash, you have a 5-megapixel macro over here, you have an 8-megapixel wide angle camera, and a 48-megapixel main shooter right there. Front-facing camera and audio. Big Booty Judy. Get my butt kicked. Miles. Blowing out highlights. Walking pretty much full speed on the grass. Did it come off or did you break it? So you can record 4K video. It's got an auto zoom tracking, which will help smooth out your videos. AI screen detection, it auto identifies 22 different types of scenes, from people, objects, landscaping, all that kind of stuff. There is a super night mode. Now this is a budget device. I don't know if we talked about it at the beginning, but this is a sub $500 device. Actually, the paperwork that they sent me over says this is $399 for a 5G phone. So keep that in mind when we talk about some different things, because there is going to be some compromises when you talk about $399 for a phone. And a lot of those compromises that you've seen in the past come with the cameras. I'll say this, if you get in the right light, daylight, things like that, you are going to have no problem with this camera setup, and you're actually going to really enjoy using it. But things like the night mode and things like that are not going to compare to other phones with those type of features that are practically double or even more than double the price of this phone here. Like I said, 6.53-inch display. The Full HD Plus is 6340 by 1080. It's got the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765 processor. You have 120 gigs of built-in storage, 6 gigs of RAM, which is nice. You also have a micro SD slot by that SIM spot, and you can go up to another 256 gigs, so that's another awesome addition to this budget phone. It's operating Android 10 right now. So aside from the fingerprint scanner, there's also face unlock if that's your thing. With this version, I would say to use the fingerprint scanner. Like I said, also masks. Like I said, you can capture 4K up to 30 frames on the video camera on this. Front camera is 16 megapixels. It has an LCD flash in the front. You can do 1080p up to 30 frames on the front camera. There's one speaker, and that's at the bottom. It's loud and it sounds okay, but again, with one speaker, it's very easy to, cup your phone and sort of block that speaker. It is what it is, but you do have a headphone jack on here, of course, as well as Bluetooth. Battery is 4,500 milliamps, so you got a nice big battery in here. You can 0 to 100 in 2 hours, and it's got quick charge 3.0 like we talked about. You can go up to 50% on the battery in 37 minutes. So again, awesome. Okay, so now we got like the specs and all that stuff out of the way, which, most of the time I really don't care about. I just figured I would give it out to you guys because this is a budget device, so you may want to know what we're talking about here. But overall use of this, it's been very snappy. Anyways, if you know 5G, you know what kind of speed you're going to be getting. I haven't really been anywhere to take advantage of the 5G networks and speeds that are around, but I just want to open up a few apps here and show you guys what we got going on. So like I said, Android 10.0. Obviously a 60 hertz display, but this has been no issues at all with performance. And the UI is clean, nothing crazy about it. Very stock-esque Android. As you can see, you can have the gestures, you can not have the gestures, whatever you're comfortable with. So here's my reasons that I would pitch someone if they're looking for a new device in that $400 to $450, $500 range. Here you have 5G. Everybody's talking about 5G now because of some new phones that just came out, and now 5G's the buzz because of that particular brand bringing 5G to their phones. So if you want to get in on that 5G, amazing speeds. There's still going to be some growth with 5G. You're not going to see it everywhere, so it depends on where you live. But this will get it for you, so if it does come to your area or your town, you're already ready for it. And your friends probably won't be, and you can make fun of them. So there's that. The overall speed is really, really good with this phone. For it being a budget phone, I've had no issues with launching apps and getting to do things, processing of the camera, things like that that you would expect would be bogged down on something of a budget level. This is not. Cameras are really, really good if you're in the proper light. Of course, they start to fall when you get into low light and things like that, but that's to be expected. And I think for the majority of people looking for a phone in this area, I think this would be an upgrade compared to some lower end phones that maybe they already have. Again, talking about the screen, it's just fantastic for content. It's bright, it's beautiful. Like we said, HDR10, so if you're watching some Netflix stuff, you can take advantage of that. Like I said, you have the drawback of the single firing speaker, but you do have a headphone jack, which is a rare thing nowadays, so that's something that you could really, really use and take advantage of. And then, of course, Bluetooth. Fingerprint scanner, again, is really good. We're in a time where I think fingerprint scanners are better than the other options that are out there, and probably will be the better choice for the next year or so. So again, it works really well. It's fast, snappy, and does not really seem to have many failures. I can't think of one time where I put my finger in the proper spot and it not turned right on. So that's gonna be it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe if you've yet to subscribe yet. Again, thank you to TCL for always supporting the channel and sending out their newest and latest and greatest stuff. Super happy to have this, super happy to be trying it out. Again, Verizon 5G. I'll leave a link down in the description so you guys can check it out for yourself, but $399 is an amazing price. If you guys got any questions about this, leave it down in the comment section. I'll be glad to answer them for you, or hit me up on Instagram or Twitter, DM me there, and I will be glad to answer any questions that you guys have about this device or whatever else. That's going to be it. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.